Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing the finishing up of replacing the voltage regulator on my 89 Mariner. So in the first series of this, what I went through was basically just troubleshooting the issue and showing you how to remove it and everything. And today we got the new part in the mail from CDI, the CDI Electronics, and it's the replacement. So let me bring you down here and kind of show you what all we've got. Alright, so here it is in the box. The part number for this is 1941873, and it replaces all of the, for the 18736 series. So I don't know if you can read this on camera, but mine says 18736-C. There are other ones that I saw online, 18736, A15, A21, different things like that. The last numbers don't matter, just 18736. And really the best way to pull this out, double check instructions, new bolts and spacers, and here's the product. So yeah, we'll just double check here, make sure we got the same wires. We got our gray for our tack, purple, looks like we only have one red, which is perfectly fine, and then we've got two wires coming from the stator. So that's the important piece. Just make sure that the number of wires that you're getting matches what comes off the stator. Some stators have 4 wires, mine has 2. If you have the one with 4 wires and you try to put 2 into here and then 2 into here, you're going to fry this thing completely. The stator that has 4 wires actually has 2 individual packs on here, so just double check that before making the purchase. This product, I can't remember now exactly, I think I got it from Boaterland or something like that. They're located in northern Ohio, and it was probably the cheapest place I found so far. I think I paid $436 for this. Some places had them up into $500-600 and some dollars. So this is the cheapest I found for me. It was 2-day shipping, so I think it was a pretty good deal. So the only other wire that we have on this new one that's not on the old is the ground, and I think that's just just this plate here grounds onto the block when you put your bolts and stuff through it, but I think this ground's just a little bit added, just to make sure we got a good ground connection. Now, one thing I am noticing right off the bat is the back side of this. So this one has the heat sink on it that goes into the water jacket, and you've got your seal here that seals everything off. This one does not have that. I mean, it's a relatively thick plate, so I'm sure it will cool just fine, and I'm sure these guys know what they're doing. And then rather than using this ring here, we've got just looks like a gasket that we pull off and we stick onto here. Now there's only one way this gasket goes on, because the holes are kind of offset, so fitting it on the bottom, the holes don't line up, but it does line up on top, so it only goes on one way. So I guess we'll get started here. We'll pull this off. Line it up. Okay, now there's nothing else to it but to do it. Go ahead and bring you on over to the front and we'll get this all bolted up. Another thing here real quick, you can see that the spacers on these bolts are, so the bolts are the same length. One's hex head and the other's socket cap, but the spacer's a little bit different. As you can see, these things are quite a bit different in thickness. So I think this is just to actually give, because this doesn't have the heat sink, my guess is that this is to make sure that the actual coil packs are actually offset from this a little bit, whereas before when it was resting right on this, it wasn't a big deal because I think we had all the water cooling here. So that's my guess, a little bit of spacing just to help cool it off more. So we'll move you on over and we'll get started. All right, so I think it goes without saying, hopefully, that before the other one had the kind of long O-ring that went around through here. Not really an O-ring, but this one's just got this, soft surface, so we want to make sure we get this all cleaned up. I've already went ahead and did that off camera here, but I just used a razor blade and some brake cleaner just to clean everything off. Then went over just with a Scotch-Brite just to get everything off here. It's nice and clean now. So go ahead and put this in place. Looks like everything's lining up perfect. All right. Screws out of here. Looks like they came with some nice stainless steel screws, so for all you out there in salt water, this will certainly help. Okay. I went ahead and just undid these spark plug wires here from the port side just to give me a little bit more room to work with. Shouldn't be any particular order, these yellow wires, because I mean it's just technically they're alternating, so but for prettiness I'm just not going to cross them. Hook these back up. So I found out that they're, well, these are significantly shorter. That's unfortunate. I have to relocate this. Actually, there's no room to. I'll have to move these wires out of the way because they're shorter and the tack's not going to reach anymore. Looks like my camera got a little warm, decided to shut down. Basically, we need to move the tack wires and stuff around, and this power wire here, which goes back to the starter relay. is connected. So we're gonna round them just over top of the valve cover here. See if that gives us more room. Well, it does, but it's a tight fit, that's for sure. It's tight. I don't like that, but I think we're gonna have to live with it. So I have no play at all on that. No more slack over here either. Oh well. Okay, we'll double check ground, stator wires, power, tack signal, other ground. All right, we are good. So now what we're gonna do, we'll hook the battery back up. All right, battery's hooked back up. I'm gonna clean off my my work area up here, and then I'll bring you back for starting it up. So what we're gonna do is, obviously, we're gonna make sure it starts, and then we're gonna put the voltmeter on it and actually make sure that we're actually getting a charging voltage for once. Because in the last video, if you recall, with the battery, with the ignition off, battery voltage is like 12.3, I think. And even with it running all the way up to 4100 RPM, voltage did not increase, and it would fluctuate sometimes, but it wasn't consistent. So it should be a higher consistent voltage, and that's really what we're hoping for. If not, I'm out about 450 bucks. So, all right, I'll bring you back once I get this all cleaned up. All right, so we're back here. We're ready to crank this thing over. So I've got set up like I had before. Got my voltmeter set up. And basically what this is going to do is just going to check the voltage as this thing's running, and I'm hoping to get high 13s out of this thing. That'll show me that it's charging. I've got my water all set up for the lower unit, nice and fresh, but we'll make that nice and oily here in a second. So hopefully with this hanging off this ladder this time, the last video was breaking up a lot, and I think that was just due to the vibration. So I'll get me set up here. I'm hoping that looks good from my angle. Hopefully the camera picks that up. And here we go, moment of truth. we're doing good. So it's at 14.5 right now. We had high 13s there, or yeah, initial idle. It's kind of bouncing around a bit still, so it went up like 55 volts, which that's an inaccurate reading. I know it's not actually going that high, but for once now, looking up here on my volt gauge, it's reading 14s, whereas before we only read the 12s. And here our voltage again, 14.3, 14.7, so that is absolutely perfect. And the RPM gauge, nice and accurate. So there we go. I am one happy individual. Get you set up here. Certainly happy that I'm not out 450 bucks. I mean, I had a good feeling that with my last tests on the old one that was certainly the issue. So yeah, I'm happy. It's beautiful fall weather here. It's I think about 75 degrees today. It's like 77 on the depth finder. So I'm excited. This thing's going back out on the water. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this helped anyone else out there.